Victoria is the largest freshwater lake in Africa and the second largest in the world, with a surface area of 68,800 square kilometers. Located in East Africa, its riparian states are Kenya to the northeast, Uganda to the north and northwest, and Tanzania to the south, with associated catchments in Rwanda, Burundi to the southwest. Nowadays, the lake and its resources boost the economy of the East African community countries. For example, 90% of the hydroelectricity produced in Uganda comes from the lake and its basins. Large cities such as Kampala, Mwanza and Kisumu feed on drinking water from the lake. Its fisheries support more than 3 million people and generate more than $500 million of revenue every year. Crossed by the equator, Lake Victoria is populated by a variety of fauna and tropical flora that's threatened by pollution. Rapid urbanization is placing an enormous burden on the secondary towns around Lake Victoria and its associated catchments in Burundi, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania. This is becoming a critical issue as all countries strive to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals for water and sanitation.
EAC has a vision of widening and deepening regional integration. We are the only regional economic community that takes the whole work of integration with the great dream of having a politically integrated East Africa. We are guided by successive development strategies, and the bigger aim of EAC is poverty reduction, where many programs are implemented to contribute to poverty alleviation. As you all know, poverty in Africa is manifested by poor access to health, lack of clean water and clean environment, shortage of food, poor education, and other social services.
The formation of the East African Community Lake Victoria Basin Commission, LVBC, gives a unique opportunity for these 5 countries to cooperate and share experiences as positive steps are taken towards extending access to safe water supplies, improved sanitation, and hence improving the lake's ecosystem and the livelihoods of the communities.
Lake Victoria Basin is the land that traverses Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, with a total area of about 183 square kilometers, and the lake, of course, inside it having 68,000 square kilometers. Now, this is a very critical area for the East African community because during the first East African development strategy that was drawn in 1997 up to 2000, the 3 then partner states of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania declared that region a regional economic growth zone for East Africa because of its significance. Now, if you looked at the lake, there is a saying in China which says that if you want to know the way the catchment area is managed, just look at the water body mass. Now, if you look at the Lake Victoria Basin, which I said is 68,000 square kilometers, running through a catchment area of 186,000 square kilometers with a population of 44 million people. Now, whatever happens in the lake is dependent on what people are doing in the catchment area. For example, I'll give you an example. If people in Burundi, for example, I'll just pick Burundi as an example, do not use their catchment properly, there are basically some few issues that will take place. One, there will be a lot of soil erosion. There will be a lot of fertilizers. There will be a lot of solid and liquid waste getting into the Kagera River. But they will not stay in Burundi. They will be transported. And their final destination will be where? Will be in Lake Victoria. So what I'm trying to say is that about 90% of the challenges that we are addressing in Lake Victoria are not from the lake itself, but these are problems that are taking place in the catchment area. Now almost 50% of Burundi is in Lake Victoria. So whatever activities take place within the catchment area of Lake Victoria in Burundi affects the lake. Rwanda is almost 100% in the Lake Victoria basin. So whatever happens in the catchment area of Burundi, may it be water hyacinth, may it be solid waste, all of them, they end up in Lake Victoria. Whatever happens in Uganda, in the catchment area, affects the lake. And so is what happens in Kenya and what happens in Tanzania. So as we try to improve the water quality and the quantity of water in Lake Victoria, we can't do it without going into the Lake Victoria basin or the catchment area. And therefore Burundi falls there and Rwanda falls there. You don't need to be in contact with the lake to have an effect in the lake.
Lake Victoria Water Supply and Sanitation Phase 2 LVWATSAN II program of regional cooperation, partnership building, institutional and capacity enhancement, and a sense of joint ownership of the resources of the lake basin, all of which are central to the overarching goal of managing the lake basin as a regional public good. The initiative seeks to develop the right balance between investments on water and sanitation infrastructure in the secondary towns and capacity building at the local and regional level to sustain program benefits.
The Lake Victoria Water and Sanitation Project is a program which was implemented in 15 cities in East Africa with the aim of increasing access to clean water in the selected towns where water is provided to households and health facilities. So far, the impact has been very good, and it is demonstrated by improvement in health standards and reduction of waterborne diseases. There is a direct correlation between poverty, health, water, and clean environment. And clean water and environment leads to more vulnerability to diseases. Poor health means little time and energy to work, which leads to more poverty.
It uses a phased approach to implementation which focuses first on immediate interventions designed to deliver immediate results, followed by long-term interventions requiring larger investments. LVWATSAN II focuses on the following components: development of sustainable water supply systems, provision of hygiene and environmental sanitation facilities, including solid and liquid waste management systems, and capacity building to town councils and service providers.
Mwanzo hali ilikuwa ni mbaya sana mpaka tulikuwa tunanunua maji ili dumu la lita 20 tulikuwa tunanunua kwa shilingi 600 mpaka 700. Kwa hali hiyo sasa, watu ambao walikuwa hawana hata uwezo wa namna yote ile, kuna maji alikuwa mwisho wanachota mtoni, kwenye mto ule maji ni machafu sana. Lakini tangu mradi huu ulipoanza kuingia, kwanza tulikuwa tunafikiri ni uongo, lakini maji yalipoanza kuingia kweli tulifurahi sana, na mpaka sasa hivi mimi siamini kwamba ni maji au niko ndotoni, kwa sababu tulikuwa tunaona ni kitu cha ajabu. Kwa kweli tunawashukuru sana wale watu ambao wanatuletea maji sasa hivi ni safi kabisa. Tangu asubuhi saa 11 wananiamsha, wengine shawapata namba za simu watu kwamba mje mchote maji. Saa 11 alfajiri wananiamsha kuja nakaa humu. Kwa hiyo tangu asubuhi watu wanachota maji mpaka unaoviona sasa ndio kidogo amepungua. Afya wananchi sasa, hata hali ile ya kuharisha, maana watu walikuwa wanatumia maji tu ovyo ovyo, lakini sasa hivi tangu maji yameingia, hata swala la uharishaji, kuharisha, typhoid kunaletwa na maji haya ovyo, lakini kwa sasa hivi imepungua sana.
15 cities in the 5 EAC member states are beneficiaries. For instance, in Burundi we have Muyinga, Ngozi and Kayanza, while in Kenya we have Kericho, Keroka and Isebania Sirari. In Rwanda we have Nyagatare, Kayonza and Nyanza, while in Tanzania we have Geita, Sengerema and Nasio. And finally in Uganda we have Mabuye, Buama, Kayabwe, Bukakata, Lambu and Ntungamo. The cost of the project is $121 million. The African Development Bank, ADB, has supported the project at a cost of $108 million, and the 5 EAC member countries donate $13 million for their shares. UN Habitat contributes to capacity building.
This initiative, or this program and others like it, is very much a part of the bank's ongoing effort to promote regional integration. Within the context of the Integrate Africa strategy of the bank, we have been working both in the East Africa region and across the continent to help integrate Africans. We are a very strong partner of the East African community. We participate, collaborate in operations, in projects, in policy, programs, in all aspects. We work together to promote the integration of peoples, market, economies, politics, so that we create one seamless East Africa region. This is what our leaders want. This is what the people of East Africa want. And we are here with the East African community and the ADB to implement this vision.
LVWATSAN II is a regional project in which each country has its own management agency. In Tanzania, for instance, LVWATSAN II depends directly on the Ministry of Water under the coordination of WASA.
With the coming of this project, and after testing, we have discovered that everyone now in town would be getting enough water for various uses: drinking, cooking, washing, and all the necessities that are required.
This project actually shows the spirit of the East African community. For the first time in the history of Lake Victoria South Water Services Board, we've been able to actually implement a transboundary project. We are actually taking water from the Kenyan side to the Tanzanian side. And interesting, the first quick measures just focused on the Kenyan side, where we were able to do a project of 1,000 meter cubed of water per day. The additional is 3,000, and we will have surplus water, enough water to allow the water to cross to the Tanzanian side. And I think that is the spirit of the East African community working together and providing services to one another.
The situation is quite different. People have water in their homes, and they're getting water 24 hours and very safe water. On sanitation, of course, we had, in particular when it comes to the public toilets, there were no public toilets in most of the places. So we put up the public toilets in some institutions, also in public places like markets. So where people used to go to maybe bushes, you still go to a neighboring town, a neighboring shop to request where you can ease yourself. Now they have the public places where they can go. And of course, no lining, and the majority of people have in-house connections.
Now the production is increasing. We are going to connect more new households. More new households are connected, more revenue collections are going. The trend is going up. And we have the target to connect 1,000 households per year. Imagine 1,000 households connected per year. It's too much, and you see the cities expanding, is coming big. 1 year after 2 years, the city is changing. So the revenue collection will go up, and we begin to plan for raising the new collection, the collection. That's about the tariff. The tariff, I think it's affordable tariff because it's been set by the Rwanda regulation agencies and the WASAC. There are two institutions that are there for the intermediaries. They know how to, the tariff which will not go up and become a burden for the people. So the tariff is okay, there is no claim about the tariff.
LVWATSAN II ends with 2017 and could not cover all the cities in need. But hope is still there, a new phase of LVWATSAN. The sector objective of the project is to contribute to the improvement of health conditions and quality of life of the Lake Victoria Basin population. The local administration and the population bear witness to this.
According to our sub-county, even the budget we have at our sub-county, we can't afford these projects. But really, they have helped us so much. This project has helped my people. We have so many projects, but this one is the best. Because right now, according to the size of the economic activities which are taking place, they have even increased. The jerrycan was on 700 jerrycan. So these are people, imagine someone if we can use like at home, domestic, if he or she can use she can use 7 jerrycans. That is a lot of money to spend like 5,000 a day. Imagine a year. So people cannot save. Right now people are saving because now after investing 200 only, they bring the tap there, so they keep on using. But right now we are teaching them how to minimize, how to utilize that water well, so that they can save, and that will help our people to develop or to save. You know, we had a problem: cattle, people, other things. Yeah, they contaminate water. Those wells, those are the wells which you used to have. But right now, when these people they change, you know, this water comes from there when it has been treated using chlorine. So there is no need of, because now we have few hospitals. Now people are not going, they are very few now reporting to the what? Because they have clean water. And it has helped them in that part of sanitation. And even they are using flushing toilets. Yeah, last time we were using the other one, local ones, which were really bad. But now we have our this water project, these people, the water borne, which come and then get that wood and treat it. But there last time people were removing it from there and then they destroy it there, and we didn't know how to treat it. But now we have got the methods of treating it.
When this water project came in our town or in our area, we managed at least to save in our income, daily income, because we managed to reduce on workers. How? We had a manpower of fetching water from there down, but since this project came, we managed to get that water near at home. A day we used 100 jerrycans.
The government views the project as a really an important project, because it also even goes with the main goals of the government, with environmental protection, water supply as SDGs. In terms of sustainability of the project, or just the facilities, is just the first of all is the management of the sustainability. Once WASAC, which must be also thanked, once WASAC is really involved to manage the facility, mainly water supply as it must be, the facility will be sustained, because WASAC have experience, have means, have everything needed to manage water supply. But for the sanitation infrastructure, it must be managed with a private sector, because those people have enough skills, have enough means also to manage kind of facility. So the partnership, private and public, will be really a good framework to manage those infrastructure in to be sustained.
Kirakamariye akamaro kenshi ndetse n'abaturage bandi kuko ni byinshi. Iki kimoteri kuba cyaza hano mu ngo tugiye dufite ikibazo cy'imyanda, umunsi cyatangiye gukora hano nkeka ko icyo kibazo cy'umwanda uzakemuka. Ikindi kitumariye abantu benshi cyubakwa kino kigo cyabahaye akazi, gituma babasha gukemura ibibazo bimwe na bimwe mu rugo rwabo. Kuba tutafite aho tujugunya imyanda, ikibazo cy'isuku cyari gihari rwose, cyari gihari kuko imyanda yagendaga iri hano hirya no hino, ibipapuro, ubupipiri bwageze. Ariko nkeka ko kino kimoteri uko batubwiye ko nikiramara kugera hano icyo kibazo kizagikemura, ya myanda ikagiza hano mu aka gace iki kimoteri kiherereyemo no mu karere ka Nyanza, bikakagirira akamaro, icyo kibazo cy'isuku nkeya kigakemuka. Hano akazi cyane cyane dukora ni ubuhinzi, turi abahinzi. Kuba rero bamara kutubona iyo fumbire, nkeka ko ikijyanye n'ubuhinzi cyatera imbere mu aka gace kacu.
The water availability to the people was very poor. We had a small plant at Nyamazugo, which was used to supply piped scheme water to Sengrema town, but actually it wasn't sufficient for the growing population in Sengrema. Almost the people who were getting water from that scheme was less than 20% of the entire population in Sengrema. And actually, even that less than 20% of the population, they were not constantly getting water. The water was provided by rationing. Once in a week, one street gets water, another week, another street gets water. Yeah, that was the situation before. So there was a big problem of water in this town. And majority of the people were getting water from shallow wells, which were not clean and safe. But also they were getting water from, there is a dam somewhere in the middle of the town, which also is used as a reservoir of all the ditch water coming from the streets. So it was dangerous, the situation was miserable. People are now getting water in their proximity. They are getting water in the water kiosks that are being built in different parts of the district, which were not getting water then. Now they are getting water full time. And therefore people have time to do other works. And I think you have seen the project. It's really impressive, big, very impressive. I'm sure it is going to change the life of people in Sengrema. And it's my appeal through this discussion to the people of Sengrema to use the water wisely for their development. They've cried for water for so long. And actually it was unimaginable that you have the big lake around here and you are not getting water. Yeah. Now the water is here with us. So it is our duty as people of Sengrema to use the water wisely so that we can have development out of that project. Otherwise the project is going to be useless. Let the people use the water wisely for development. Let the people invest in small industries like milk processing plants and a different project that they can make because the water is available.
On saisit de cette occasion pour remercier l'East African Community, la communauté de l'Est africaine pour justement ce genre de projet régional parce qu'on n'était pas dans le temps, on ne savait pas si réellement on allait trouver gain dans cette intégration régionale. Actuellement, on voit que le fait qu'on est dans une communauté et que par conséquent, il y a des projets qui sont élaborés pour trouver des solutions aux problèmes posés, surtout pour ce qui est de l'approvisionnement en eau potable. C'est une bonne chose. Et c'est une occasion aussi pour féliciter la Régie des eaux parce que on connaît que depuis la conception, depuis l'élaboration, depuis la planification, on sait que la Régie des eaux a pu suivre de près l'évolution du dossier, l'évolution de l'exécution du projet. Actuellement, alors, on voit que il y a beaucoup de projets qui sont en cours d'élaboration.
ou qui seront financés très prochainement, dont déjà le projet qui est en cours. La population est très satisfaite et en tant que représentant du peuple, nous sommes très satisfaits de cette intégration parce qu'auparavant, les gens hésitaient, les gens ne voyaient pas l'intérêt de faire partie de la communauté. Mais actuellement, les gens commencent à comprendre qu'il y a un grand intérêt pour le Burundi d'être ensemble avec les autres pays de la région.
Jewe ndi umushoferi w'itracteur akaba ariyo iri mu izokoreshwa mu gusukura iki gisagara ca Kayanza. Ego ivyigwa twarabikoze hama nkaba nari nsanzwe nzi gutwara izi tracteur. Ego uko tubigenza hariho uwo mugambi nyene uri kuratunganyaho ibibanza tuzoza duterekamwo ibi bikono mu bibanza bitandukanye. Gutyo rero tuzozana ibikono duterekeho abene gihugu nabo ubucafu bwose bwaba nubwo mu barabara hajya bakoze ibikorwa rusangi bazoza bashira muri ivyo bikono. Zobanjeje rero kuraba icuzura impande icuzura ncandagitwara njana hategekanijwe tutwara ubucafu.
The county government of Nyamira has provided land for a modern landfill, 2 acres, which now is being done. And we are now in the process of acquiring another piece of land for a fecal sludge. And I believe in 2-3 weeks' time, we could have concluded the process. So we would have been able to provide enough land for fecal sludge, and we have already provided land for a model landfill. And then, way leaves, we negotiate with our people, public participation, where there is a challenge of way leaf, we sort it, which we successfully managed to undertake. But currently, we have water, and we are likely to have even more water for our people. So more especially during the dry season, we used to seriously have a major challenge, but which is not there now. Now people are going along with their businesses normally because water is not a challenge anymore.
The project has already had many positive impacts on the well-being of the population and the environment.
Indeed, the adage that water is life is true. The LVWATSAN Project undoubtedly has touched lives of EAC citizens. We will continue implementing programs geared to strengthening infrastructure related to water supply and provision, as well as waste management. This project is not only a key flagship project, but a signature project for EAC.
The implementation of the LVWATSAN II project has faced some challenges, such as delays in land grants, delays in proposing infrastructure construction plans, etc. Everyone's efforts have made the LVWATSAN II project one of the EAC pilot projects. The dedication and determination of the member states of the EAC demonstrates that integration is not just about politics only, but above all, the well-being of its people. One people, one destiny.
Africa, Africa.